Welcome to Still Works and Brewing. My name is Randy. This is a channel that's all about home distillation and brewing. Alright, so what we got going on today is, I hope to be very interesting. Today we are going to do our first run using a PDI controller that I built. Okay, I got a corn mash that's charged in the still. So we'll get set up and we're going to try this thing out. We'll be right back. Okay, like always, there's 5 things that you can really do to help this channel out, and you don't understand how much it helps us out. Number 1, if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe. Alright, number 2, hit that notification bell. Number 3, if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. Share us with your friends, get the word out, and leave a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay. This is our PID controller. You got a temperature probe that will go up into the top of the column. Alright, PID stands for Proportional Integral Derivative Controller. Okay, it's used to just control the heating element down in the still. It is not one of the things you set and forget. You know, I think some people might mistake that. You don't do that. So what basically you do is you turn it on. Alright, you set the temperature that you want, and the controller is going to try to match that temperature that you set. Now once it gets up close to the temperature, it's going to start cutting down voltage is going to the heating element so that it won't overshoot. You know, sometimes when you turn a stovetop on electric, you know, even if you turn it back, it stays hot and then it will go past the temperature you want, and then it has to come back down. What this is going to try to do is stop that, and we'll get into that at another time. Like I said, this is our very first time using this, so it's going to be a good learning curve. So I know I'm going to make mistakes, and probably plenty of them, but this ought to be pretty interesting. Okay, so we'll be back. I'm going to set, let's go for 105 first time, just to get it going. Come on. So I got it set for 105. I'll get the camera closer for you. And you can see the output light on. I haven't actually turned on the element yet. Okay, so let's get this heating up to our first step, 105, and then we'll... Okay, so if you notice, you get a little bit closer. Alright, the output is blinking on and off. That's because of it's getting close. I think I said at 110 degrees. It's at 107.3. So it's getting close. So it's trying to calm down a little bit so that it will not overshoot. Okay, so here's the voltage is putting out 50% power to the element right now. When that light is on solid, it's at 100%. So now it's trying to calm down because it knows it's getting close to that temperature. Okay. Okay, just we've reached our 110, so now we're going to bump her up to about 150. All right, so you just take that up button. You see a little light flashing right there, and hold it down to go faster. Let's bump her up to 150. Oops. Yep. And 150. Okay, so that's our next milestone, and once we get up a little bit closer to that, we'll start to see some production coming out, and it'll be in the forms of your methanol and your heads start coming off a little bit. Okay, so we'll be back. Okay, just like before, when we use the propane, once it starts to heat up, and when she climbs, she's going to climb fast, and it's going to do the same thing here. So this in the last couple minutes, we've climbed 30-some degrees because everything's starting to come up the column, nice and hot, 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 on up, on up. All right, and we're measuring our temperature right here at the head temperature. It's at 134 now, 136, so she's starting to climb. You can actually see a little bit of reflux action going on. Okay, so what's going to happen is see, she's already climbed up to 163. So the heater element actually has shut down. Okay, and then she's on balance the column out a little bit, and we're going to leave it here for a couple minutes. She's starting to produce. It's got that distinctive smell, kind of like fingernail polish. So that is our little bit of methanol and everything coming off. Okay, temperature come back on. It's 140, well, 157, 159. So it's bouncing around. She'll start calming down and balancing that column out a little bit. So we're just going to let it sit there for a couple minutes, and then we're going to boost up to about 169, and then that's should be when the hearts and all is going to start coming off. Okay, so we'll leave it 169. Let me correct myself, 169, and then we'll collect that for a while. That's where mainly your methanol and your heads are going to come off. And then after that, then we'll boost on up to 179, because that's where this still likes to, 179, 180, this is where this still likes to run. And then we'll stay there for a while and start collecting our hearts. Okay? So, let's boost this on up to 169. All right, 169. Okay, so we're going to let it sit there for about 10 minutes, and we'll start to see producing. Okay, whew, it is hot today. Okay, so I think I found a sweet spot. This is all a learning curve. Like I said, this is new to me. I got it set at 194, and she's tuning into that. And if you look over here at how it's producing, it's drip, 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 and then she'll run. Okay, so that's running pretty good. A little taste, little taste, that's fantastic. Okay, so I got a half a quart here, working on this second half. So I think we'll be here for a while, and then we'll just leave it set right where she's at now. I think she's running pretty good. Okay, so I'll come back in, check in later. Okay, so I'm finishing up on my very first run using a PDI controller. I think it went very well. There's a couple little changes I wanted to make. I had to do a little bit of research. I found that my temperature of, I don't know if you can see that, my temperature, it was set at whatever the setting was versus the temperature that I was reading. I think it was a little bit too much of a differential before it turned the heating element back on to get the temperature come up. So that's just something I want to work with. But overall, I think it was pretty successful. I ended up with 3 3 good quarts of distillate. It was in my corn mash. It's kind of what I was expecting to get. The taste is very good. So my first impression with a PDI, I like it. I think there's a learning curve with it. We just have to make a few adjustments and just learn. It is a little bit different than using, propane or something that I have been using. But I think I do like it. So I think we'll use a few more times and we'll see. Okay, so I just wanted to let everybody know, show everybody my very first time using PDI, and what I thought about it. So, enjoy the adventure. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.